Call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanai, and this will be titled More Doomsday Prophecy. Okay? Yeah. Thawadi Yahabah Shemiah Shah. I was doing my daily reading, which brought me to Second Esdras, chapter 7. And the verse that I'm referring to, we're going to pull out at the end of this lesson. Adawan Ratazah, it be edifying to the body. Once again, this is more doomsday prophecy. Like, so about earlier in this year, calendar year, that is, because we know the Hebrew year started more or less in March, but earlier in this calendar year, the apostles and elders and like-minded men like me, we're doomsday prophets, which we are. That's what Yahweh Shemiah Shai has set us up to be. And you'll, once again, at the end of this lesson, it shall all come together. So with that, I pray that this is edifying. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. Who is this? Yahweh. Yah, he, Hawa exists. No other name. Okay? Definitely not Allah, which in Hebrew means power. And definitely not Hashem, once again, which in Hebrew means the name. The name. What is the name? Yahweh. Okay? Yah, he, Hawa exists. Ba Hashem. Ba in Hashem, the name. Yah, he, Hawashai, salvation. Okay. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of thy times? Well, you see that? What should separate these times? The parting asunder, separation of these times. Or when shall be the end of the first, which we're occupying right now, and the beginning of it that followeth, which is to come. So the first, this will be the world, the eon, the word eon, meaning the kingdom that is established right now under who? Under Esau, the left hand of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the whooping stick of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Okay, the base man, the wicked. All right. Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. And you can read this account in Genesis 25, where Rebekah was going through pain because they was literally warring in her belly. And the prophets told, she inquired of the Lord, and the prophets told her that two different manner of men, two different nations are in your belly. So this is being played out. All right. So I'm going to read 8 again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, meaning what? Esau came out first. Okay. And Jacob was trying to snatch him back in. For Esau is the end of the world, this current time that we're in, that we're this wicked, filthy place that we now currently live in. Okay. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, which is heaven. Okay. Which will be reigned and brought in and ruled by Yahweh Shai, why King David. Okay. All right. And the Israelites, the 144,000, the election. Okay. The rulers for eternity. All right. I see I got 20%. So I don't want to rush we make it through this. This is intent to be a quick lesson. All right. We're heading over here to the book of Romans, chapter 9. Verse 12, it was said unto her, once again, in Genesis 25, and her is Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. Do you understand? This was prophesied. The elder shall serve the younger. We're not dealing with traditions, man-made traditions. Okay. As it is written, Jacob I have loved, but Esau I have hated. This is the will of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Now we got to go get that account. This is the book of Malachi, chapter And I may have to go ahead and do this for sake of Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai to Yasharallah by Malachi. Okay? I have loved you, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Okay? Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Did this take place? Yes. Starting at Alexander the Greek, who you know is Alexander the Great. And you can read that account in the Apocrypha, in the Maccabees, chapter 1 Maccabee. Okay, this is when they came into what we know as the Renaissance era, and as the book of Job said, 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Okay, starting with Yasharallah and all of our judges, all the way up to Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Okay. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts of armies, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hath indignation, righteous anger forever. Forever. There is no stepping aside this. No, Edom will not be saved. Okay. No, this salvation is only for the nation of Yasharallah. Okay. It also says that in Second Esdras 6, we're not going there, but it details that. Okay. So once again, I'm gonna read this 4 again. Where if Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places which they have. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Bashim Yahushua have indignation, righteous anger forever. Okay, now headed back to this Romans 9, and why not? Let's read 13 again. As it is written, Jacob I have loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, so we read that account. Here's 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Allah, Lord, power, forbid. Hell no. Okay, and I'm going to get that in Bible comparisons. 9:14, Romans 9 and 14, and the NLT. Are we saying then that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua was unfair? Of course not. NIV. What then shall we say? Is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua unjust? Not at all. Okay. 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy, Kasad, on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Now we're going to Hebrew hopscotch for vocab down to 21. Have not the potter, have not the potter power over the clay? What is the potter? Him that formeth the vase, the vessel out of the clay. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor, under the same lump. What was Jacob and Esau? They were twins. So they came from the same seed out of Isaac, who is Yahweh Shai, into Rebekah, okay? And one was formed for honor and the other to dishonor, okay? What if Yahweh Bashim Yahushua willing to show his wrath, his love, his compassion, no, his wrath, and to make his power known endureth with much long suffering the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. So it seems like it's been a long time for us up until this time that we live in right now, where we're witnessing the destruction of Edom, self-inflicted wounds, all right, by the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is his will. Okay. Now we're going to get this account. We're going to get these two vessels. Okay. Genesis 27. And you really need to read this whole chapter. I'm just going to get straight to my point. Okay. Genesis 27 and 28. Therefore, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gave thee the dew of heaven, thee being Jacob. Okay. Read up before how Jacob was given Esau's garment to put on. Even though he told Rebekah, I don't want to seem as a deceiver, Rebekah reminded him, the scriptures say, honor thy mother and father. So do her will. And which he did. Therefore, and verse 28, therefore, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gave thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Okay, this is a promise from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Okay, this was the blessing that Jacob has received. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. And right now, we're not in this eon. We're not in this world. This is the world to come that we just read of in Second Esdras. Okay, for Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning. All right. Now we're gonna come down all the way to verse 38. Okay. This is the vessel created for wickedness. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? Because he just found out that Jacob was blessed with heaven. My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Why, father? And Esau and Salakiah and Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shall thy live. How do they live today? Rob, steal, kill, take whatever they see necessary. Okay. Is this not the characteristics of the rulers of this world right now, to lead by the sword? Okay. And shall serve thy brother, and shall come to, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, in his life, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay Jacob. And it's 2025 and it has not slowed down, stopped. Okay. And yet it's going to get worse. How do I know? Jacob's trouble. Okay. And it's coming. So Lakia, we're going to wrap this up. And once again, the name of this has been More Doomsday Prophecy. So here it goes. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7. We're going to verse 43. But the days of doom shall be the end of this time. Sound familiar? The end of the time that we're living in. But the days of doom. So yes, we are doomsday prophets. What else are we here to tell you? That things are going to get sugar coated and prettier here? No. And neither do we want them to. We hasten the day of Yahweh Shai's reign. Okay? But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. No more of this wickedness on this earth. Okay. But this is a necessary process. Intemperance, which is lack of self-control. Okay. Overly wanting And that is definitely the qualifications of Edom. Okay, his belly can never be filled. His desires are as hell. Okay, the intemperance is at an end. Infidelity, which goes into cheating, and mainly who is the cheater? We have cheated on Yahweh Shai, on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Yasharallah. Okay, we serve these other hoard after these other idols. Okay, these lowercase gods of no value. Okay, it's cut off. Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprouted up. Okay. Verse 45, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppose him that have gotten victory. Victory how? Through Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? So once again, this has been more Doomsday Prophecy. Shalom.